welcome to my channel. Marianne popping in on Wednesday, June 12th for my weekly Wednesday Weight Watcher weigh-in video. I did go to my meeting. Let me preface this video by saying anything I say here is not to give any health advice, anything to prevent diseases, or those type of things. A disclaimer, I'm not a nutritionist, I'm not a doctor. This is my journey, and these are my lab tests, my Weight Watchers, my my body, and what I'm doing with my body, and I'm under a doctor's care. So before you start any weight loss program or fitness program, always seek counsel with your physician. It's good, and that's why I'm having to take this cholesterol test because when I went in April, my total cholesterol was 254, but my LDL was 187, and it was a little alarming, but I don't know. I don't really know anything about that. I'm not here to give advice. There's so much stuff on the internet. But it's the first, I've always had my cholesterol over 200 for as far back as I can go, but I haven't been eating healthy. I ate a lot of takeout. El Pollo Loco, that fried shell with the tostada and all that sour cream and all the salad dressing, everything. So the beans are okay, the lettuce is okay. But, and burgers and fried chicken sandwiches and those kind of things, just good stuff. But it's not really good stuff. It's not good for you. Um, once in a while, but not every day. So my cholesterol's been crazy, but it was crazy this time. I think I had started Weight Watchers and I had lost like 20 pounds. And I thought I was expecting something good. I wonder what it was before I lost the 20 pounds. Ooh. But anyway, if you've watched any of my videos, my doctor recommended a statin with some lifestyle changes. And I pretty much said, no, I'm not ready to take a statin. And that's my decision. That's not to lead you into making any decision in your health choices. That's between you and your physician. Mine is between me and my physician. So basically, she kind of wanted me to go on a plant-based diet. Recommended me watch Knives Over Forks. I've seen it. I got the book years ago. Never dove into it. Never did it. I have all these cookbooks I just ordered for low cholesterol cooking. Haven't made any of those things, but I've been working on it. I got rid of most of my ultra processed food. I've been struggling with Triscuits, as I told you, so I got to get those down because I still want to have something. So I have those, and I went Friday and got my blood drawn, and I did get my results for this. So it's been like, how many weeks has it been? I got a calendar here. So it was what, April 12th? So it's been, and then the first 2 weeks after she told me that, I kind of went off the deep end, and I was eating fried chicken sandwiches and just everything else. Sorry, neighbors are having visitors or something. I don't know if you can even hear them. So it's been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, so 8 weeks to the day, and that she wanted me to come in 8 weeks. So it's been 8. So typically it's really been 6 weeks because those first 2 weeks I was kind of going off the rails. I was trying to go plant-based, but I was starving. And so 8 weeks to the day. So my total cholesterol was 196. It's never under 200. I was a little surprised. But the only problem is my triglycerides went down from 107 to somewhere in the 80s. But my HDL went from, I think, 48 to 47. I need the HDL to get above 50. So I'm still working on that. And The LDL was 130. They want it under 100. But I'm happy with where it's at right now because I'm under 200 for total cholesterol. LDL is showing still high, a little teeny bit low on the HDL, but I gotta balance it out somehow with my diet. So I can see that with lifestyle changes, the exercise I've been doing, I can add more exercise. Um, and the way I've been changing my eating habits has been successful as far as I'm concerned. Years ago, they changed the guidelines again. It used to be less than 130 for the LDL. Excuse me. But they changed it to under 100. I don't know. So I feel good about where I'm at. I feel really good. I feel successful. Now, hopefully, when I get my blood drawn at the doctor, it doesn't all of a sudden have a bad day. But my metabolic panel came out really good, except one. Everything was normal and much improved from what I had in April, except for the fasting glucose. It was 101. So I don't know. Am I eating too many fruits? What am I doing? Because I'm not really eating added sugars, and I'm not. I did have ice cream a couple times, but this is fasting glucose. It's not A1C, so I'll do that again in a few months just to see if that improves while I'm losing more weight because I still have 40 pounds to lose to get to goal. Well, 39. No, that's 25. Okay, it's what? 181. Oh, 41 pounds. Okay. I was rounding it off last week. So I did go to my weigh in and I was down 1.2. I didn't have a perfect week and I didn't have a disaster of a week. I did pretty well. I'm going to get it with you, sorry. So I'm steadily losing weight. Steadily. Really happy with it. Okay, since I started. I'm not losing 5 pounds a week or anything real quick. It's like 0.6, 1.2. I lost like a 2 point something one time, a couple times probably, but nothing dramatic. So I'm steadily being consistent. So I'm really happy about that. So our weekly topic for Weight Watchers is 3 steps to overcome a setback. They kind of recycle all these a lot. We've already learned all this stuff. It's like whether you've gained weight, gone over your weekly points budget, or had any other setback, step 1 is to remind yourself that it's a normal part of the journey. Step 2, set your action plan into motion. Don't have one? Let's fix that. Okay. And you know what? The people paying for my Weight Watchers, I had to answer a survey last night, and if I would recommend Weight Watchers and everything about Weight Watchers. Do I like it? How am I glad my health insurance is paying for it? And how well do I like the program? What do I like about it? And then it had one of those little surveys at the end where you're strongly agree, strongly disagree, and then you know where you gotta click it. So I strongly agreed on everything. I'm quite satisfied with Weight Watchers right now, except for one thing, and I wasn't gonna lie. Okay, I said strongly agree, a good app, but it also asked website. That was the worst. I gave that the worst because I'm not happy that I cannot track my points on the website. I'm literally tracking in my head. I'm not even writing it down because I'm just busy. And on the phone, a lot of times they have the way they have the app set up now. I'm accidentally removing stuff when I'm trying to move it around. Then I'm thinking I have more points. So I'm just right now. I gotta make a plan to fix that. Okay, so here we are. Try this. 1. Think of simple, healthy behaviors you've leaned on in the past. Then cross out any that may not feel doable after a setback. Well, attend workshops. Yes, I'm going to attend my workshops. In fact, I left my charm in the car. I got the little heart, the summer charm. So I got that for going to the meetings. Can make a weekly grocery list and shop, prep low point lunches. I'm packing my lunches. It's doable. Been doing it. That's how I've been successful. And going to those weekly workshops has helped me out a great deal. I'm so glad that I told my work I'm unavailable on Wednesday. So I'm coming to the same meeting with the same people. Yeah, it's nice to see other people and get different ideas, but the support with the same people, because we get to know each other, that is golden. Okay, reflect on non-scale victories. Yes, I got under 40 inches with my tape measure. Bought those new clothes. I lowered my cholesterol. Go to bed by 11. I'm going to be in bed by 8 tonight. Well, probably 9. Well, that depends. Bridgerton, the last 4 episodes of season 3 are dropping tomorrow. Do they drop at 9 tonight? Or, I mean, because I'm on the Pacific coast. Do they drop at midnight on the East Coast? Or is it going to be in the morning? I don't want to stay up all night binging on it. Because TV binging is where snacks come in. Okay, number 2. From those remaining, consider which, so if you cross them out, consider which ones are easier or come naturally, help you feel your best, you enjoy, or at least don't dread. Well, I've been enjoying my lunch. In fact, people at work walk by and they're like, oh, that's a nice looking salad. I've been using my Bolthouse creamy dressings. I'm going to have some today. I have some lettuce draining right now. I haven't been eating those every day because those have some cholesterol in them. But then again, that Bragg's vinaigrette with no oil has a little bit of apple juice concentrate, so that's sugar. So it's got to be a balancing act, I think. But anyway, it's not covering the salad, and the salad looks really pretty and it tastes good. It doesn't taste super vinegary or anything. It's really good. And the weather's warmer now too. It was kind of warm on my walk today. Number 3, choose 1 or 2 actions that feel most realistic and helpful. Then write down an action plan for potential scenarios. So what if I gain 2 or more pounds, I will prep my lunches and celebrate 1 non-scale victory a day. I think if you celebrate that non-scale victory, that's going to motivate you to keep going so you can get those pounds back off, right? So it's basically setback, action. We got a setback, we got to make an action plan. We got to act on it too. Let's dive a little deeper. We won't sugarcoat it. Setbacks stink. And whether yours is a big slide or just a slip, it's okay. If you feel discouraged, worried, or any other type of way, try not to blame yourself or look for a scapegoat. There may not be one, and you can't change what's in the past. Exactly. But you can plan ahead now for how you'll respond. That's kind of like, it's not what happens to us, it's how we respond to what happens to us. So when you're in a cool, calm, and on track state, it's easier to create a simple game plan that you'll actually stick with. Compare that to a heat of the moment response where you might try to overcorrect, only to get frustrated when you can't build 10 new habits in a week. Oh my gosh, why would you try that? Or you may swing to the other extreme and want to give up. That was like me trying to go plant-based. Doctor says I gotta do this or take a statin. I just went from one extreme to boom, I binged, right? And now I just decided to just work myself into it. Remember, setbacks happen to everyone. What matters is how you react. Deciding ahead of time which routines you'll lean into, because you know they work and play to your strengths. Helps ensures bumps in the road are just that and not the end of your journey. This is a lifelong journey. So, we got to keep that in mind. So, I'm excited that I'm still losing weight. I lowered my cholesterol and I got to keep that going. I'm not going to just say, oh, I made it. And the doctor's not seeing the results I just got. That's not going in my chart. But the test I take in 2 weeks, that's going to go in my chart. And that's what the doctor's going to evaluate. So I don't know what I can do in 2 weeks to get my HDL up and get my cholesterol lower. I'm not going to go on a 2 week fast. I'm not going to get that extreme. You know what'll happen? I'll end up on a bench. So I'm excited. I feel like I accomplished something. So, and that's why I don't do what I eat in a day videos. Sometimes I've showed a dish that I have, but because our bodies are all different. My metabolism works the way my metabolism works. Yours may not work the same. It's not fair for me to show what I'm eating and you try to follow that and I'm losing and it's not helping you. We all have to find what works for our own individual self because our body our body can tell us what we need and what we lack. If I'm still hungry, I'm missing something. Probably some nutrition. Now, eating more whole foods, I'm not as hungry because I'm not eating a bunch of empty calories. I'm eating some nutrition. Probably overdoing, I know I'm overdoing the Triscuits, but the nuts, I don't think I'm supposed to eat quite that many nuts. I'm supposed to have some. So, and this week I started eating still cut oats. They were pretty good. I put banana. That might be, I don't know. That's really with the fiber. It shouldn't be raising my blood sugar. I'm in a teaspoon of cacao bits, and it was good. Maybe tomorrow I'll put walnuts in it. I don't have to have the nuts every single day. But what happens is if I have a little walnuts in the morning, then at night I want one of those little snack bags of nuts. Excuse me. Of course, that's better than grabbing a bag of chips. Not necessarily because they have saturated fat. They don't have cholesterol, but they have saturated fat. I'm not a nutritionist. I'm not an expert. There is so much noise on the internet with uh, carnivore diets, low carb diets, fruitarian diets, starch resistant diets, uh, plant based diets, vegan diets. The vegan diets are going to be more high carb than a keto diet. I mean, it's my metabolism. I have to find what's right to set my metabolism right so that everything is working good. And I shouldn't have to be learning this late in life. It's just that the doctor never ever told me I'm going to need a statin, and that was just a wake up call, and I don't want to. So I'm working hard not to. I'm working hard to do it the natural way with the food, letting food be my medicine. And we'll see how it goes. But if I sat here and said, "Oh, I eat this, I eat this, I eat this," and it might not work the same in your body. That's why you have to talk to your doctor and see how to work around everything and get it to work just right. Some people who are morbidly obese, maybe they can only walk to the mailbox. It's not probably recommended they go start running because they're going to hurt themselves. That's why you got to talk to your doctor. You got to see what would be the best thing to do. Maybe swimming, maybe a little resistance training. I did my whole challenge in May of doing at least a mile of walking, and my walking is intentional, not just my steps for the day. Last week it was June, and so 2 days in a row I didn't take a walk. I needed to rest my legs. Tuesday, I didn't go take an intentional walk, but that's because I ended up on a VIP tour at my amusement park. And the tour alone, I got like 16,000 steps. So that's plenty. That was not, I don't do those every day. They're pretty sporadic. Maybe every couple months I'll do one. I did a couple lunch breaks in the last month, but that's just for a half an hour. That's not walking all day through the park. So I didn't need to go take an extra walk that day because that would have been overkill for me. But I do have to start working in some other activity. I bought like a pad that I can do calisthenics on. I need to start doing that, and I need to start doing some strength training, not just cardio. I've been pushing the cardio right now just because of the cholesterol issue. So I don't know. Wish me luck. In 2 weeks, I got to take a blood test for the doctor. I could send her these results, but I'm hoping I can lower that 130 a little lower and raise the HDL a little higher because it does say normal for my total cholesterol. So I got that under 200, and that in itself, I feel like, is a win for me. But anyway, how did your week go? What are your goals for the summer? I'm going to just keep moving on, and because my insurance only pays, well, I might not have this insurance after the end of this year because I'm retired from the Postal Service and they're changing onto their own plans, and I don't think my plan that I'm on right now is included in that. And then I also have to sign up for Medicare. So things are going to be changing around, so I do have to take advantage of this opportunity I've been given. And it was like a second time, too. So this time I'm making it work. Thank goodness they don't have those personal points. That's what blew it all up in the first place. That's my scapegoat, personal points. Okay. Anyway, thanks for watching. Thumbs up, subscribe if you'd like to see more, and we can work together on our journeys. And I'll see you next week. Have a great day.